Hi everyone and welcome to a new series called The Sims 4 Decoration Dilemma. And I called it this because obviously most of the Sims 4 houses are actually a dilemma because they are just not decorated well enough. So I've taken it upon myself to, over the course of time, go through these houses and redecorate them the way that I think that they should be redecorated, or just to give them some improvements within themselves. Because I will take so long on these things, I'm going to be putting them as speed runs for the majority of the time, but leave it in the comments below if you want to see me going through this step by step and doing it in real time with multiple parts. So to start off, I just kind of changed the roof line and removed all the furniture, windows, doors, and moved the rooms about in the building. Now, because I haven't played Sims 4 for a while, as you can see, I made a bit of an error there where I moved the room and the floor just kind of disappeared on me. So I just moved it bit by bit, and the bathroom's just going to be in the back instead of in the middle. It looked a bit weird because it seemed like really detached between the living area and the bedrooms, so I just kind of changed that and made it just more fluid. I do use reference images when I do these builds, but that's just because I do like a bit of reference, even though most of it is my own mind, my own decisions, and 100% my own decoration. And I found on this house as well that the sides weren't really being utilised, so I added a bit of a step area to go down to the side of the house and maybe have some seating, have a place to put a bin, things like that. Just make more use of the area instead of it just being grass. And I just added some doors throughout the house, made the shapes of the rooms, and added some walls. With this room colour, I did fight myself a bit. I went through a lot of colours, but I decided on this one because the reference image that I did actually use for this one had a grey sofa and then blue chairs, but it also had like this light wall colour that really complemented the rest of the furniture in the room, and I kind of just wanted to reflect that, even though this room is nothing like the reference picture really. I added the windows quite low so the Sims can actually use them and see out of them, but after a while you'll see that I do raise them because first of all the TV looks really weird on the stand with them being so low, and the placement of them just looks weird in general on the walls when you really think about it, especially when it comes to the bedroom as well. I just added bits and pieces here and there, a couple of plants. Obviously this family, whoever lives in here, or who will live in here I suppose, really likes plants and just greenery around the house and quite a lot of basic colours, not too much going on. If you would like me to make a family for this house, then just let me know in the comments with that as well. And while you're there, please like this video and consider subscribing for more of this. I kind of just scattered some photos that I wanted to use with similar frames and just put them all together because I was going to make like a collage type of thing, but then realised that the differences within the photos themselves looked too weird to piece them all together. I then decided to put yet another surface in this room, as if there wasn't enough already. I was going to put a coffee table, but then I realised that I just wanted the side table instead, and if I added yet another surface it would look a bit too weird, being with the end table in between the chairs, the TV stand and the little shelves in the corner. So I just added a few decorations on there and a bookshelf by the side of it, and then some lights obviously. I do go back to this section and add in a window because I didn't see by here that this space really needed a window, and I've forgotten that I'd taken them all out as well, so I just kind of ignored that fact. I added some table and chairs, and a little coat hanger, which I also messed around with trying to get the right chairs and things like that, and added a little fruit bowl and moved the pictures around. Added 2 switches because obviously one for the living room, one for the outside light. I then moved on to the kitchen, kind of played around with this quite a lot. I had to decide on which cabinets I wanted. There's the window that I didn't put in at first, and then I was like fiddling around with the wall. But yeah, I did really fiddle around with the kitchen as well. I wasn't sure where to put the fridge. I didn't know what counters to use, what wall to use for the counters. It was all just higgledy-piggledy until it all kind of fitted together and worked. but I was unsure of these cabinets, which way around I wanted them as well, whether I wanted more plates to be shown and then more solid little cabinets to be there or not. And then just some decorations on the side as well, coffee machine, all this and all that. I find it quite cute to imagine a young girl and her mum living here, so I added a little cookie jar so that she could secretly steal them when her mum wasn't looking. I also made that storyline come to life with a little school bag by the front door. Then I was fiddling around with the bins as well, and the cabinets, and the fridge again. Literally that fridge was just something else. Decided the fridge looked better in the corner, then I wasn't sure whether it could be like a little homework station for the young girl that I envisioned living here, but then I decided that against that as well, and just put another cabinet full of plates and dishes there. I was kind of fighting against myself to add more decoration on the cabinet that I left free, see the work surface but there, but that just means that it's playable if I ever do want to put a family in here, so I just kind of left it bare, but feel free to add some decoration if you feel like it needs some. Next is the young girl's bedroom, or what I envision to be a young girl. I envision her to have a lot of colours going on, her mum not really caring what she does with her own room because she just got let loose on it. I feel like she still has a lot of imagination and she's very artistic, so I added some pens and pencils in a pot on her desk, some books and a little robot. Maybe she was like writing a book or doing her homework, and then I hid a little basket underneath her desk. I then added just the generic toy boxes, lamp, toys, things like that, and another school bag by the side of her desk, along with some photos, drawings and pictures to put on her wall. I was kind of having a hard time deciding what colour to do the curtain because I didn't know whether to add yet another orange piece or change it to another one to match more colours in, as the rug suggests. Then I just put some plushies around her room, put a little cute rabbit stencil on her wall, and a really cool shelf as well, which I put a little bit more toys and decoration on just to make it look a bit more full and interesting. I wasn't really sure which animals to put on here, so I just kind of went with the generic animals, take the aliens off, just a panda, koala and a butterfly. Then I just added some pictures around her room. I'm kind of imagining a girl who is still a child basically, but she's going to be going into her teenage years, so her room is getting a bit outdated for her, but she doesn't want to let go of all of her plushies and bright colours just yet. Next we move into the mum's bedroom, and I kept this quite monotonous because I feel with the vibe throughout the rest of the house as well that she does like her main basic colours and likes tying all the colours in on quite a bland palette. I didn't really like the green, but I kind of tied it in with yet more plants, as you will see. I was kind of playing around with what type of wood colour I want in the room, and I did start off with really bright green curtains, but decided to make them a bit more toned down because I feel like the mum wouldn't fly with that. As you can see then as well, I tried making the mannequin green and it didn't really work out very well for me, so basically the only things that are green in this room are the bed sheets and plants. I also added another side table into this room where she can put her perfume and little bits and bobs like that. I also gave her a TV because she might let her daughter stay in the living room and watch the TV and she can just kind of retire to bed early and do as she pleases. I also added another lamp from the bedside tables over to the dresser so that there was more light in that area as well. The bathroom is still quite monotonous as well, only really two colours, mostly everything's white and then you just got that blue on the walls. But I could imagine this being the case with the mother because she does like her monotony. And then I just added some towel rails, little hand wash, a little shampoo caddy to put in the shower, and then I had to play around with the rugs because I didn't really like how they were looking. Wasn't sure how I was going to get one for the shower and then get one for between the sink and the toilet because it looked a bit bare there on the floor, to be honest, so I was just kind of messing around a bit. Wasn't sure about what else I wanted to put in there. but just settled on sizing down 2 of the rugs, which are the same rug, but they kind of look like they're in a set, one for the shower and one just for the bathroom in general, and just added a light. I then went outside and decided to spice things up a bit. I put 2 outside lights on, one for the back, one for the front. First of all, I started off with the bins just being around the side, and it was just going to be a walkway so that whoever was on bin duty could just take the bin down the little walkway. But I decided I didn't like that, and I added dirt around the premises so they looked a bit more sunken in, a bit more worn away, and that the grass wasn't perfect despite the house being built on top of the grass. It also gave her a bit more dimension. I then decided to change where the bin area was so that I can make a little seated area outside with a little barbecue for when it's nice and summery in the Sims world, and that the mother and daughter can just enjoy some food sat outside whilst looking at the river, looking at people passing by, and just maybe, sitting outside and admiring the sun going down, something like that. Honestly, I added too many lights outside when I first did this. They will be removed. I added one every 4 squares, I think, and that was just a bit of an overkill. I also added some planters so that maybe the daughter could enjoy planting, or the mother, who knows, she might be a gardener, she might enjoy all that. Well, that kind of explains the whole plants around the house thing, and I added some little baskets around the window as well. Just kind of added dimension to everything, checked it out in different lightings, and here is the finished product, to be honest. So I'm just going to give you an overview of everything that I did. Here is the outside with all the little planters, the cute little boxes under the window, and a little bird bath so some nature can come onto the lot as well. I think that it makes much more sense inside now, where you can have the living room through into the kitchen. The kitchen's quite long, so it's got a lot more space in it without intruding into the living room. Then you've got the daughter's bedroom, or the child's bedroom, which is quite spacious, I think, compared to the one that we had previously. And then the parents' room, which is even bigger. And then the bathroom, which is a good size and can be shared amongst the family. I also find that this looks a lot better than what was given originally in the house, and it just works better within the layout, and it's got a nice little side door that you can get out into what is actually a garden on part of the premises, which I really enjoy. This property will be available on my gallery, so I will link that below, and if you want to see more, then just leave a comment down below, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.